Buckle up and prepare for a journey through the cosmos like never before. Brace yourself as we uncover the untamed fury of the universe's most bone-chilling storms. From earth-shattering hurricanes to mind-bending atmospheric disturbances. Join us as we unveil the heart-pounding secrets behind the six scariest storms on planets, sending shivers down your spine and leaving you awestruck by the sheer power of nature. Are you ready to witness the cosmic chaos that lurks beyond our world? Get ready to be blown away. There's nothing spookier than a dark, stormy night. Unless it's a dark, stormy night on an alien world, light years from home. Of course, there are a few in our backyard too. Where we're going, you'll find howling wind, bizarre things falling from the sky, and storms our whole world could disappear into forever. Grab a flashlight and join us on a haunted tour of the scariest, stormiest spots in space, but be warned. It's not for the faint of heart. 6. The red-eyed monsters of Jupiter. Jupiter is the lair of a behemoth of a storm that could swallow our puny little planet 2 or 3 times over, and the gas giant seems to be a spawning ground for such monsters. Earthbound astronomers have watched the famous Great Red Spot, a 17,000-mile-wide storm raging in Jupiter's southern hemisphere for at least 150 years. And in 2000, 3 smaller storms in the northern hemisphere merged and then, eerily, turned blood red. The heat that fuels these monsters rises on convective currents from deep in Jupiter's interior. The Great Red Spot radiates massive amounts of heat into Jupiter's upper atmosphere, enough to keep its upper layers around the same temperature as Earth's upper atmosphere, even way out in the chilly reaches of the outer solar system. On Earth, hurricanes weaken and eventually die when they move over land, but there are no continents on Jupiter. So there's nothing to stop monsters like the Great Red Spot from rampaging around the gas giant's atmosphere as long as they like. These giant storms aren't immortal, though. The Great Red Spot has been shrinking for at least a century, and it's already only half its former size. 5. The shrieking winds of HD 80,606 bits. Some scary stories are best told on that one particular night of the year when the conditions are just right. HD 80,606 bits would be the perfect place to huddle around the campfire for just such a story. Except, of course, that it's a gas giant nowhere near the habitable zone of its star, and the 11,000 MPa winds would put out your campfire in a hurry. HD 80,606 bits, a gas giant about 4 times more massive than Jupiter, orbits a star in a binary system about 190 light-years away. It swoops around its parent star in a lopsided, elongated orbit that looks more like something you'd normally expect from a comet, not a real planet. The far end of that orbit carries HD 80,606 bits, 79 million miles out into its solar system. If you're looking for a storm worthy of your best scary story, though, you'll want to visit Periastron, when the gas giant dives in for a close flyby of its host star. Every 111 days, HD 80,606 bits skims past its star with just 2.8 million miles to spare, and its atmosphere heats up and explodes into a frenzied storm as HD 80,606 bits gets closer and closer to its star. The planet's average temperature skyrockets from an already hot 980 degrees Fahrenheit to 2,240 degrees Fahrenheit in just 6 hours. All that energy makes the gas giant's atmosphere erupt into what astronomer Greg Laughlin described as one of the fiercest storms of the galaxy. Winds over 11,000 MPa roar around the planet for a few hours, dying out as the planet swings back out into the darkness of space. 4. Apocalyptic dust storms on Mars. Imagine a massive dust storm blanketing the entire North American continent for weeks on end. It sounds like the end of the world, but on Mars, storms of apocalyptic proportions happen several times a year. Every 3 Martian years or so, every 5 or 6 Earth years, one of these regional storms swells up and circles the whole planet with swirling red dust, leaving only the 15-mile-high peak of Olympus Mons peaking above the storm. Warm air rising from the Martian surface carries the fine-grained dust aloft, where it absorbs more sunlight and radiates its warmth back to the surrounding air. As blowing dust particles brush against each other, they produce a tremendous amount of static electricity, so lightning crackles and sparks throughout the growing storm. Even in the largest, globe-spanning storms, winds top out at 60 MPa, and with an atmosphere just 1% as dense as Earth's, 60 mph winds on Mars don't blow with much real force. The blowing dust doesn't exactly score everything in its path, but it clings to everything and blots out the sun for weeks or months at a time. Like a blanket, it also traps heat in the atmosphere, so Mars' average temperature may increase by 30 degrees Celsius during a global storm. 3. The mysterious strobe lightning of HAT P11 bits. The distant gas giant HAT P11 bits may be home to lightning storms that would make Der Frankenstein giddy, and those powerful storms could be the source of an otherworldly radio signal. In 2009, radio telescopes picked up faint emissions from the HAT P11 star system, about 122 light-years away. The signal stopped when HAT P11 bits, a hot Neptune orbiting HAT P11, passed behind the star, so astronomers decided the radio waves must have come from the planet, if they were ever really there, that is. The signal didn't reappear in 2010 when HAT P11 transited its star again, and astronomers still aren't sure it was real. Some astronomers have suggested that the mysterious radio waves could simply have been the product of a blindingly intense lightning storm. 2. The steaming acid rain of Venus. Venus could pass for Earth's evil twin. It's about the same size and composed of roughly the same rocky layers, and it may once even have been habitable. But a runaway greenhouse effect long ago turned Venus into a hellish world where the air could crush a person's ribs and melt lead, and it rains big steaming drops of sulfuric acid. From space, Venus looks bright and innocent, but on the surface, it's a scene from a nightmare. Just enough sunlight filters through the thick atmosphere to cast a dull orange glow over a jagged volcanic landscape. Here, the atmosphere bears down with a pressure 90 times greater than that on Earth, and the air is a blistering 860 degrees Fahrenheit. 1. The glass storm of HG 189,733 bits. If you want howling winds and driving rain, the ultimate place to be is 63 light-years away on the gas giant HG 189,733 bits. It's the nearest hot Jupiter that transits between Earth and its star, giving astronomers a good look at its atmosphere, and what they've seen is the weirdest space storm yet. Droplets of molten glass driven by a scorching supersonic wind. Spectral imaging shows that besides free oxygen and hydrogen, HG 189,733 bits' atmosphere is a mixture of water vapor, methane, and, on the day side, some carbon monoxide. But high up in the cloud tops, magnesium silicate condenses into molten glass raindrops, which scatter blue and give the planet its lovely deep blue coloring. If that wasn't bizarre enough, these glass raindrops are hurled around the planet by a supersonic gale as they fall. Astronomers aren't sure exactly how fast the wind on this distant gas giant blows, but it's at least 4,500 mph, according to Spitzer Space Telescope observations and mathematical models. As we journeyed through the awe-inspiring and chilling realms of space, we were confronted with the unimaginable fury and power of the universe's most terrifying storms. From the tumultuous tempests of Jupiter's Great Red Spot to the bone-chilling ice storms on Saturn's moon, Enceladus, we have witnessed nature's mastery of chaos. These storms serve as a humbling reminder of the immense forces at play beyond our tiny blue planet. If you found our video informative, kindly subscribe to our channel so you won't miss out on our videos.